Canon moments are fun. Nervous? Well.
Got some big vowels here. Ian does. Hopefully didn't lose it.
I know that One look at you, my whole life falls in line. I prayed for you before I called you mine. Oh, I can't believe it's true sometimes. Oh, I can't believe it's true. I get to love you. It's the best thing that I'll ever do. I get to love you. It's a promise I'm making to you. Whatever may come, your heart I will choose. Forever I'm yours, forever I do. I get to love you. I get to love you. The way you love, it changes who I am. I am undone. Nothing God wants again. Oh, I can't believe it's true sometimes. Oh, I can't believe it's true. I get to love you. It's the best thing that I'll ever do. I get to love you. It's a promise I'm making to you. Whatever may come, your heart I will choose. Forever I'm yours, forever I do. I get to love you. I get to love you. I get to love you.
Very special day.
I
Not
get
only
to
are you asked to give a
love
daughter, but to also receive a son. Will you commit today to accept Andrew into your family and to love and treat him as a son?
Yes, I will.
So who is it then who gives this woman to marry this man?
I do.
Well, Allie and Andrew, we've made it from Monticello and St. Paul to Mankato to St. Louis Park, New Brighton, and not to mention the global pandemic in the final hours. We've made it. Friends and family, on behalf of this amazing couple, we simply ask that you ensure all of your phones are silenced and that you are ever present in their day. With that, I'd like to invite the mother of the groom, Wendy Tully, to deliver an opening prayer.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for coming. I chose a traditional Irish marriage prayer for you, Grandpa. He's on Zoom. Happy is the bride that rain falls on. May your mornings bring joy and your evenings bring peace. May your troubles grow few as your blessings increase. May the saddest day of your future be no worse than the happiest day of your past. May your hands be forever clasped in friendship and your hearts joined forever in love. Your lives are very special. God has touched you in many ways. May his blessing rest upon you and fill all your coming days. We swear by peace and love to stand, heart to heart and hand to hand. Hark, O Spirit, and hear us now, confirming this our sacred vow.
Well, Andrew and Allie, I am so humbled to be standing up here with you both today. This process has been extremely fun as I got to know both of you on a deeper level, and I got to hear some stories about you as kids. Andrew, Mark shared some that we're going to talk about. That's all right. Not only did I get to hear what molded you as children, but I also got to hear about how your relationship grew from the eyes of your family. What I really wanted to find out from your families is, why do you as a couple work? Within minutes, it was very clear that the answer to this question is that you both had a deep sense of honesty, selflessness, and light. Sometimes we get lost in our day-to-day routines and begin to develop somewhat of a monotonous cycle, but being around you both at any given time is anything but dull. Your light is exactly why we're here, and exactly why we're celebrating today. Andrew, I had a chance to speak with both your mom and Allie. It turns out the 6'3" hockey player is a little softer than I thought. If I may tell a few childhood stories? Sure. I'll start off easy then. So, when you were 1 year old, you had just started to figure out how to stand up and were on the verge of walking. Your mom had a walker that she put you in so you could shuffle around the house with ease. As she turned her back for a split second, you beelined it to the top of the stairs, and by the time Wendy could get to you, you were at the bottom. I don't believe this was your first concussion, nor do I believe that you needed stitches. So looking back, Wendy, I think that was actually a pretty big win. Obviously, Wendy was very concerned and sprinted down to you, picked you up, and all you did was turn to her with a twinkle in your eye, and that's a look she'll never forget. Fast forward a few years to the first scientific experiment of your career, when you and your buddy Robbie were home alone as the summer had just come to an end. For those of you who don't know, Wendy at the time was a school teacher, and she had to go back in to prepare for the upcoming school year. You translated her absence as a green light as you began to take G.I. Joes, you poured nail polish on them, and lit them. That's a scientist in you. The only problem was that you took a deep breath of the chemical-filled air and you were so convinced that your life was coming to an end that you made your mom call the online nurse. That's the softie in you. Your mom told the nurse what happened without skipping a beat. The nurse said, "You must be a teacher who just went back to work." Finally, in high school, this is my personal favorite story, Tully. You decided to play a senior prank. You bought 3 pigs and kept them in Josh's garage. Not sure how Josh's parents felt about that, but nevertheless, you brought the pigs to school, released them into the halls, creating laughter among the students and panic among the teachers. The best part was that you labeled them 1, 2, and 4, so everyone was scattering the halls looking for number 3. Pure genius, my friend. Andrew, you are funny, you are tough, and you are kind. You are so calculated and articulate, and is exactly why you will make this marriage work. As for you, Allie, I thought long and hard about telling this story, but after careful consultation with my wife, we determined it needed to be told. According to Andrew, you can't cook. In fact, when I asked him the question, "Can Allie cook?" he simply replied, "No, not at all." It isn't for a lack of effort, though, is it? One night in college, you decided to go out, just like any typical Saturday night. However, this particular night, you came home and were pretty hungry. You got into your chef card, aka we'll call them your pajamas, and began making macaroni and cheese. The story ends by you calling Kate the next morning, saying, "Just a heads up, the apartment smells a little funny, so don't be surprised when you get home." You had fallen asleep on the couch and woke up to the smoke alarm because the noodles were burning at the bottom of the pan. Andrew, why don't you continue to do most of the cooking, and I'll do what I can to nominate Allie for Food Network's Worst Cooks in America. On a softer side, when you were 7 years old, you and your mom went to Mall of America. As lunchtime rolled around, you were standing in line behind a man who was deaf and was struggling to convey his order. He was with his 3 young kids as well. At the time, you knew sign language and you were able to help, but you were a little bit too shy to do so. You brought your lunch to the table, sat down, and you began to cry and cry because you knew you had the tools to help someone who was struggling, but to help themselves. Patty told you to live your life giving what you can to help others and always champion your cause. You certainly have done this in so many ways. This selflessness is exactly why so many people love you and respect your character. You have a certain humility about you. You admit to not having all the answers, but you have an endless pursuit in growing yourself and others. Your softness, determination, and compassion lift those around you each day. And whenever this guy falls or needs someone to be there for him, there's no better companion. Your paths crossed in Mankato State, where you met through mutual friends. When you first met, you were both seeing other people, but certainly had a mutual interest in each other. Some time had passed, and Allie went over to her friend's house where Andrew happened to be living above. After re-meeting, you sat on the couch watching the NHL playoffs, obviously not the Minnesota Wild, I might add, and your attention began to turn from the TV to each other. You sat and talked for hours about everything under the sun. You may not have known it then, but that conversation was the beginning of a lifetime of happiness. It got time for Andrew to officially ask Allie out, so they set up a date to head to dinner. Very unique. Andrew picked her up in what is affectionately known as the rolling piece of rust. Unfortunately for Andrew, the rolling piece of rust broke down 4 times on the way to dinner. I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall in that truck that night. Tough guy Andrew picking up this beautiful lady for the first time. His panic as he watches his old school truck break down. Allie probably laughing harder with each breakdown. But Andrew, you must have spit some serious game that night, because this is one of Allie's favorite memories in your entire relationship. Who knew at that moment that Allie would be driven to her wedding ceremony in that truck, and that she would be looking towards you at the end of the aisle? Later that summer, Allie, you invited Andrew to the barn where you kept your horse. Apparently, you were trying to show off by jumping on her bareback, all the while trying to play it cool, telling Andrew that you know, quote, some stuff. He said you started getting scent on the horse, but you smacked it in the butt, and the horse did exactly what you wanted it to. Andrew said at that point he knew this girl was a badass. As your relationship grew closer, you began to become more ingrained in each other's families. Allie, you got to go on vacation to Arizona with the Tully clan. Wendy described this trip as an extended weekend of pure chaos. No one can make up their minds about what they want to do. Do we go hiking, rock hunting? Who knows? Apparently it ends in Ian making the executive decision for everyone. But then you did something. You came back for year 2. And it was that moment that the Tullys knew that you weren't going anywhere. Additionally, you had an opportunity to go to Hawaii with Allie's family. Patty said that the way you navigated together was so seamless and easy. On one of those nights, you left the city and headed north to catch the sunset. While you sat there on the beach, you spoke about life for hours and simply got lost in each other's companies, just as you did in Mankato, but this was deeper. This was the obvious moment where you wouldn't leave each other's side for as long as you lived. The only request I have of you both is this. Allie, whenever you ask Andrew to accomplish a task and he replies with, I'll get to it, or if his feet get too close to you. And Andrew, whenever Allie leaves her stuff all over the house because she doesn't have a place for anything, think about that sunset and how you got lost in those eyes for hours. You work because you have strengths that complete each other. You complement one another's common goals but have different passions. And you respect each other's passions. You allow space to let each other follow them. You poke fun but do not shame. You work because you communicate and spend a lot of time talking about what you want as a couple. You work because you were best friends right off the bat. And you work because you place an emphasis on making the most of every situation and complete each other's faults. What one of you lacks, the other has. Individually, you are both incredibly kind, strong, and loving people. But together you are a powerhouse. The world needs the strength of Andrew's articulation and Allie's voice of reason. Folks, Allie and Andrew decided to write their own vows, which neither of them have seen nor heard until this moment. So Andrew, I will let you go first.
Allie, I knew you were special from the very first conversation we had. I was immediately enchanted. I was so enchanted that I proceeded to drag my friends all over Mankato in search of that conversation. Although we have had our ups and downs bringing us to this day, I'm still as enchanted by you as I was after that first conversation. I promise that I'll always be there for you, to hold you when you're down, to cheer you on when you're up, and to never hold you back from your dreams and personal growth. I promise to respect you for the amazing person you are and will be. I promise to hold myself accountable to our relationship and the love we have for each other. I promise to listen, even when it's hard, and put communication first. I promise to remember that you are indeed human and bound to make mistakes. I promise to keep you laughing like crazy at my unorthodox and goofy jokes. I promise to be yours and only yours. I fell in love with you faster than I ever imagined possible, and I promise no matter what we face together in this life, I'll hold that love above everything else. For one lifetime with you could never be enough. I vow to never stop loving you.
Follow that up.
Andrew, I look at you and I see unimaginable opportunities, limitless adventures, and endless valley laughs. You bring such a bright light to my world each day, and simply being in your presence provides calmness and security. Your determination, careful consideration, undeniable sense of humor, and attention to detail are all things that have helped me find the best in myself, too. The unique and special qualities that you possess undoubtedly make this world a more understanding and much kinder place. And for these reasons, I, Allie, choose you, Andrew, to be no other than yourself, loving what I know of you and trusting the things that I will discover. I will respect you as a person, a partner, and an equal. There is little to say that hasn't already been heard, and little to give that is not already freely given. I marry you with no hesitation or doubt, and my commitment to you is absolute. I promise to always be your partner in crime, to take the heat if we get caught, and to never hold you responsible for my happiness, but to look for you for peace and strength. I promise to love you for who you are today and for what we will become tomorrow and every day after. I promise to make your dreams mine, to support you, to cherish you, and to devote my life to our adventure. I can't wait to see the fantastic trouble that we'll get into as we spend the rest of our lives together. If I could do it all over again, I would choose to be your partner, your best friend, and your wife every single time. And I will continue choosing you every day for the rest of my life. I love you.
Well, as all married couples here will tell you, marriage needs a strong foundation. And as time passes and you successfully navigate whatever it is that life throws at you, your roots grow deeper and grow stronger. Without the proper foundation and care, the tree will simply wither away. While Allie and Andrew have decided to plant a spruce tree together as a symbol of this, they both took soil from their childhood homes, which will be the foundation for the tree to grow. So Allie and Andrew, I invite you to go ahead and plant the tree. I'll grab the rice from you in front. This is gonna be pretty easy. Do you, Allie, take Andrew as your lawfully wedded husband? Let's do that. You want me to do it?
Nope.
Oh, God. I knew there'd be one. Do you, Andrew, take Allie to be your lawfully wedded husband?
I do.
Well, Andrew, I wasn't there to see that twinkle in your eye at the bottom of your stairs. But I'm lucky enough to see it every time you look at Allie. And Allie, I wasn't there when you cried because you so selflessly wanted to help someone out of the kindness of your heart. But I get to see how big your heart is and your love for Andrew. So with that, it's been a long time coming. I am so excited to introduce the world for the first time, Mr. and Mrs. Tully. Andrew, kiss that beautiful bride.
You make me wanna say I do, I do, I do Yeah, I do. Cause every time before it's been like maybe yes and maybe no. I can live without it, I can let it go. Ooh, what did I get myself into? You make me wanna say I do. Tell me, is it only me? Do you feel the same? You know me well enough to know that I'm not playing games. I promise I won't turn around and I won't let you down. You can trust I've never felt it like I feel it now. Baby, there's nothing we can't get through. So can we say I do. Oh baby, I do.
Hey! Everybody! Double! That includes you, Nick.
I won't live without it, I won't let it go. What can I get myself into?
Yeah, right now it's been
How's a family? Ooh, can we be a family? And when I'm 80 years old, I'm sitting next to you. And we'll remember when we say, I do. Oh baby, I do. Cause every time before it's been like maybe
Girls don't like their own cigarettes out.
I won't live without it, I won't let us go. Just look at what we got ourselves into. You make me wanna say I do. Love you.
Smoking right now? Connor fainted during. Oh, that was Connor that What? I thought it was a random person. No, I didn't hear that it was Connor. Hey, are you going to get Chris?
That thing's all my fault.
Yeah, he's gonna go grab Chris.
I was like, hospital.
I'll bring it back down. When Chris and Connor are ready, I'll bring it back down.
Alright,
Mike, I was wondering what was going on.
Alright, take it off.
Can I get your lighter?
Hey!
Oh.
Big boy voices.
So, I just want to throw up a cheers to Allie and Andrew, the best A's out there. We love you guys. We know you guys love us all, and that's why we're here. And we're so excited and happy to have been able to share this day with you. We picked out every single one of us intently and intelligently. And I mean, honestly, what can I say? What can I say? Thank you guys so much. You guys really threw basically a banger for us, for lack of better words. Thank you guys so much.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Wait, is this like a sharing circle? Do I get Yeah.
Here we go. We're passing around the bush, actually.
Y'all are wildly mediocre.
All right.
Ouch.
Cheers.
Now you two do a race so you can shotgun a beer quicker. My money's on Allie.
My money's on Allie.
Running a sponsor for Bush Light. In case one of their higher up season wants to pay for it.
Cried first. You're gonna name it Eric because I know it's a boy.
We could use a helping
first?
hand.
Yeah, who cried first?
Middle name at least.
Ooh, I don't know.
I think it was. I was crying.
Allie didn't count. She was out.
You made me cry.
Adam,
quarterback
you were the wild card?
Yeah, I was the wild
Did
card.
not have that one.
I had tears coming down my fucking eyes.
You like shut the fuck up. You baby.
Alright, you won that round.
That's a win for Nick, boys.
Mike also didn't shed a tear. One mom.
Yeah, cute. Yeah, my eyes kept leaking.
Yeah.
I was like trying to be subtle and be like,
Mine was coming up. I know. I know. Yeah, I know. Like, I'm not joking when I was like.
Day starts with a coffee and ends with a wine. Takes forever in getting ready, so she's never on time for anything. When she gets that come get me look in her eyes, well, it kinda scares me the way that she drives me wild. And she drives me wild. Beautiful, crazy, she can't help but amaze me. The way that she dances, ain't afraid to take chances, and wears her heart on her sleeve. Yeah, she's crazy, but her crazy's beautiful to me. She makes plans for the weekend, can't wait to go out, till she changes her mind, says let's stay on the couch and watch TV. And she falls asleep. Beautiful, crazy, she can't help but amaze me. The way that she dances, ain't afraid to take chances, and wears her heart on her sleeve. Yeah, she's crazy, but her crazy's beautiful to me. She's unpredictable, unforgettable. It's unusual, unbelievable. How I'm such a fool, yeah, I'm such a fool for her. Beautiful, crazy, she can't help but amaze me. The way that she dances, ain't afraid to take chances, and wears her heart on her sleeve. Yeah, she's crazy, she's crazy, she's crazy. Crazy's beautiful.
The ushers, as well as the personal attendants. These are the people put on the stage that you want to distribute for today, so we would like to thank them and recognize them all. Now with the bridal party. First up we have Kendra Arnold and Michael Tyson. Next up we have Brianna Shore and Eric Cooper. Third up we have Whitney Burt and Alex Reed. Next up we have Haley Vanderbush and Adam McQuinney. Next we have Kate Michaels and Trent Michaels. It's close seated, I'm ahead of my time. I got the throne down hard, top the rail and shine. I got some time, they ain't nothing like a better time. We got a flow in the rap, better than mine. I got a packed house yelling, bring them out. Then I'd like to introduce the maid of honor and best man, Olivia Mack and Dean Kelly. I'm going to need you guys' energy here. Let's give a huge round of applause for the introduction for Mr. and Mrs. Andrew and Kelly.
to thank everybody for being out here. This weekend has been amazing, and I'm sure tonight will just be great. And we're super excited to celebrate with all of you. I want to give a special thanks to our parents for all the hard work that was put into getting us to this point. Also, a thanks to everybody up here with us. Without all you guys, this would not have happened. And also, I just want to announce, if you had a box dinner, they're available over by the caterer. But thanks again for coming out, and let's have a heck of a good night.
Thank you everybody for coming out tonight. It's lovely to see everybody I do know, and it's lovely to see everybody I don't know. And hopefully I can meet you at some point, but we'll see. There's a lot of people to talk to, so we might get there, might not. I want to start off by saying thank you to everybody who has participated in putting things together today. You've done a fantastic job. Whatever you did is all worth it. I appreciate you. You know who you are. I can't shout out everybody who has done something because that's so many people. But thank you guys so much for everything that you were able to do here today. That being said, there isn't anything here that will shine like the stars tonight but our beautiful bride, Allie. She looks so good, she might actually be making my brother look better than he really does. I'm just kidding, dude. You look amazing too. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Ian. I'm Andrew's younger brother. Or what my parents like to call me, the favorite child. Or, I mean, Allie and Andrew like to think that sometimes. In reality, Andrew and I are both loved pretty dang equally by our parents. Andrew's loved the red, and I'm loved the blue. Or whatever that childhood book said.
Oh, you're
Thanks,
so
Mom.
sweet.
Andrew and I are practically the same person. In reality, some of you might have thought when I stood up that I was him. We get mixed up all the time. It actually happened a couple times today already. So whoever did it, I don't know your face. I can't remember. It's been so busy, but just know it happens like 3 times a week to me. Dad even gets him mixed up with the doc every once in a while. It's a true story. Long story short, if you took 10% body mass and height away from Andrew, we'd be twins. Growing up, he was wrestling dad. I was wrestling dad. He played hockey. I played hockey. He's an analytical. I'm an analytical. It's just the way it is. But Andrew's my best friend, and he's one of my biggest role models out there. Yeah. I couldn't believe it the first time I met Allie. It was my third time moving Andrew in college. But this time there was a catch. 2 flights of stairs, a lot of heavy objects, and some girl. I'm not sure if I told Andrew or if I was just thinking it, but I had to have been the best wingman he's ever had. No, but this wingman position probably was one of the best things that's ever happened to me. Al started showing up to family gatherings, and she'd even let me come down and stay at her place in Mankato on the weekends. And it was absolutely fantastic. Our relationship grew super fast, super great, and when I'd end up calling Andrew for advice or help correcting a paper for school or anything like that, he'd end up handing the phone over to Allie, and she'd be there for me and help me through it practically all the time. This is when I realized Al would be here and she'd be in it for the long haul. She cared about me, she treated me like a brother, and now we are siblings technically. And she's helped me through some of the hardest challenges I've ever had in my entire life. And I seriously thank you so much for that, Al. I never realized how special Andrew's significant other would be to me and how much impact you would have in my life. You've done a lot for me. They really do a good job of coupling each other. Al's the life of the party. She's always giving me a blast. For those of you who were here last night, you already heard that from me, but she seriously is. And Andrew's the obsessive compulsive brother that keeps me safe. Together they have become my best friend and my biggest role model. I don't think I would be the person I am today without you two. And for that, I'll always love you and be extremely lucky to have you in my life. On that note, I'd like to toast to love, compassion, and support these two have for not only for each other, but for everyone in the room. This one's for many years to come, and many years of love in their life and with everybody else in this room.
I'm so lucky to have grown up with such an amazing role model as a big sister. Ever since we were little, Allie has always been determined, strong, and a fearless advocate for those she loves and cares about. As a little girl, I truly thought she was the coolest person I ever knew. And like anytime she would include me in on anything, I'd be like, wow, okay, so this is what cool people do. Sounds good. So in high school one time, when she had first gotten her car with a sunroof, a little Sunfire, that great car, the infamous car. So we were driving around town, and she put on this song called All I Do Is Win. There's this part in the chorus, if you haven't heard it, that goes, can you put our hands up, and it kind of goes on from there. And she told me about how when that part comes on, you know, you put your hands up. So there we were, driving around town with our hands sticking out of the top of the car, with the song just on repeat for, I don't know, such a long time. And so now every time I go into a car with a sunroof, I think of that moment, and there's this little voice in the back of my head that goes, well, you know what would be really cool right now? By the way, Allie, you're still the coolest person I know. So another thing we started doing around that time, around that age frame, was whenever we'd go to a place, we'd kind of look around and be like, would this be a good wedding venue? And kind of judge it off of that. But she was just kind of missing one important element to that. So I don't remember the first time that Allie brought Andrew home to meet us all, but I do remember that after a certain point, whenever Allie would come home from college, Andrew was there too. And this was the drill for quite a while, up until we went, up until we went on this trip. It was me, my mom, and Allie, and Andrew came along too when we went to Puerto Rico. And there's two really good things I remember about that trip. The first one was the terrible sunburns that we all got. We were just absolutely fried. And then the second one was sitting there and thinking, oh, okay, he really is sticking around for the long haul. And I'm so glad he did, because I can't imagine anyone better for my sister. Since the beginning, I've seen him encourage Allie's sparkle in life, and I've seen each of them support each other and love each other for their passions. Andrew, welcome to the family officially, even though I feel like you've been a part of our family for the past 6 years. Allie, I love you so much, and I'm so happy to see you find your happily ever after. Congratulations, you two. To Allie and Andrew.
I did not prepare any speech, and Olivia, you just did. You didn't help me.
I thought I was going to cry. Okay. And Andrew,
it took a while, but. Well, anyway, kind of got a long story. Tried to make it short. When this girl was born, she come out kind of little, but kicking and screaming. She was 2 pounds 13 ounces, and from a friend of mine, I got a bottle of Crown that is 26 years old, or over 26 years old now, and never seen a daylight. So what I would like to do, I would like to make a toast, and I thought, well, maybe when Allie's 18, not. When she graduates, not. When she turns 21, that didn't happen. So I thought I'd better break it today.
Anybody have a chaser?
I want to talk. Oh, I didn't evaporate after 26 years.
Yeah, right.
Fill it up.
That's my last word.
Doesn't matter. Keep getting bigger.
Come on.
Dad, show me your bottle.
Here I toast this wonderful couple and my 2-pound 13-year-old baby.
All right.
You want to speak? I guess Mark's going to speak. Yeah, it's on. I want to stand up here so behind us. Let me here move down and then you can take this one.
All right, Mark. Yeah, Mark! Good luck, Mark!
Where is he?
He went that way.
Oh, he took off?
He's right there. No, there he is.
Oh,
Your mic's off.
you're making this tough. Boss, you're making it hard on me. That was really well done.
I don't know if half of them could understand me though.
Well, welcome guys. It's just a really amazing night. It's just terrific treasure to have you all here. And I didn't really get the grasp of it until the vows were taking place. And it's just really, really amazing. All of you are so important to all of us. And you took the time in dire situations to show up anyway. And we're very grateful.
We love you.
I just wanted to say quickly that we really are grateful to have a whole new family with us here. It's a terrific, terrific experience. And we're so glad for all of you. You know, Wendy and I got a letter, and I don't know if it was Boss or Patty or both of you. It was Boss raises dogs, and he sells them. And we got a little. You remember now? Yeah.
Got the card.
We got the card.
Oh
That's
my
right.
God, I forgot about this.
And I was going, oh my God, Wendy bought another goddamn dog. But I held that in. This was in my brain. I was good. And at the bottom it says Allie Mack. And at that point we knew something was going on. So about a year later, we were down in Mankato, and we started to see Allie on occasion. And at that time she was still boarding a horse, and this is just astounding to me. She's boarding a horse, taking at least a full course load at school, and she's paying for it all and making it happen. And on top of that, she loves this damn horse. And at that point, I knew she was a serious keeper. She was worth her weight, but I wasn't sure yet. So the next big thing was then she had the guts to go on vacation with our family. Someone else mentioned this, and it's all true. I mean, it was all hell. Everybody had a goddamn opinion. And she didn't run off into the woods. She stuck around. So, you know, we're very happy to have you in our world, and you're a treasure. Andrew. So Andrew here right now, I got to go to my note cards. You guys want to take a break right now? It's time to get rid of your bladder problems. Let's see, what I'm trying. I thought about the names that we had for Andrew when he was a little kid, and Wendy, you remember this? That we called him the Bupster?
Yes.
The Bupster, Thumper, Thumpasaurus Rex, and the Drewster.
And your wife.
And you know, it's the best. These two kids are the best thing that ever happened in our lives, and it's just, again, just a big deal to be here tonight. And so, as much as I really want to roast you bad, I'm going to stop there. So that's really it, guys. Just thanks so much for being here tonight. Really a tremendous experience, and I raise my mythical glass to both of them.
40 H.P. Johnson on a flat-bottom metal boat. Coke cans and BB guns, barbed wire and old fence posts. 8-point bucks in autumn and freshly cut cornfields. One arm out the window and one hand on the wheel. Some things just go better together, and probably always will, like a cup of coffee and a sunrise, Sunday drives and time to kill. What's the point of this old guitar if it ain't got no strings? Or pouring your heart into a song that you ain't gonna sing. It's a match made up in heaven, like good old boys and beer and me, as long as you're right here. Your license in my wallet when we go out downtown. Your lipstick stained every coffee cup that I got in this house. The way you say I love you too's like rain on an old tin roof. And your hand fits right into mine like a needle in a groove. Some things just go better together, and probably always will, like a cup of coffee and a sunrise, Sunday drives and time to kill. What's the point of this old guitar if it ain't got no strings? Or pouring your heart into a song that you ain't gonna sing. It's a match made up in heaven, like good old boys and beer and me, as long as you're right here. Sometimes we're oil and water, but I wouldn't have it any other way. And if I'm being honest, your first and my last name would just sound better together, and probably always will, like a cup of coffee and a sunrise, Sunday drives and time to kill. What's the point of this old guitar if it ain't got no strings? Or pouring your heart into a song that you ain't gonna sing. It's a match made up in heaven, like good old boys and beer and me, as long as you're right here. And me, as long as you're right here.